Hello and welcome back to Man v Film. It's time for another top 10 movies that you can watch for July 2021, and I've got some real oddball and some fun movies for you to check out this month. So let's get started and jump in to number 10. Number 10, The Night Comes for Us. A top organised crime enforcer who decides to turn his back on his former life as a killer to rescue a young girl. The crime syndicate sends in rising gang prospect and legions of thugs to eliminate the enforcer and the young girl. The Night Comes for Us is a fantastic Indonesian action movie. It's so filled with action that you sometimes just can't believe what you're seeing as hordes of bad guys are sent to their demise against our hero. It has some terrific action set pieces that are jaw-dropping and anchor this movie. If you love action, you're going to get one hell of a kick from this movie. Number 9, Savages. Entrepreneurs Ben and peaceful and charitable marijuana producer and friend Sean, a former Navy SEAL, run a lucrative homegrown industry, raising some of the best weed ever developed. They also share a one-of-a-kind love with Ophelia. Life is idyllic in their Southern California town until the Mexican Baja cartel decides to move in and demands that the trio partner with them. Oliver Stone directs Savages. It's got a fantastic cast. It's got a really interesting story at the heart of it. It's got Benicio del Toro as one of the most disgusting villains I've seen in a movie. It's got John Travolta as a different kind of villain in the movie. It looks beautiful. It has amazing action set pieces, and it's one of those movies that no one talks about, but I just love the hell out of it. Number 8, Silver Lining Playbook. After a stint in a mental institution, former teacher Pat Solinto moves back in with his parents and tries to reconcile with his ex-wife. Things get more challenging when Pat meets Tiffany, a mysterious girl with problems of her own. Silver Lining Playbooks is just one of those movies that is just highly entertaining. Two great performances at the heart of it. You get some great supporting performances as well. The tale's just enjoyable. At moments it can be ridiculously hilarious and heartbreaking at the same time. It's got a wonderful dance finale that is somehow effective, energetic and cringe-worthy at the same time. This is a real joy of a movie. Number 7, Mindhorn. A has-been actor, best known for playing the title character in the 1980s detective series Mindhorn, must work with the police when a serial killer says that he will only speak with Detective Mindhorn, who he believes to be a real person. One of these weird British comedy movies that you'll either get and love or don't get and just hate instantly. It's really kind of quirky and fun. I love the idea of this washed up actor who still believes he has some part to play in the modern world, reliving that character that was popular 30 some years ago. It has some great performances from some wonderful actors. It's ridiculously funny, over the top, silly, wild, wacky, interesting, and a little bit different. Number 6, Code 8. In a world where people with special abilities are living in poverty, Connor Reed is a powerful young man who's struggling to pay for his ailing mother's medical treatment. To earn money, he joins a lucrative criminal world led by Garrett, who works for a drug lord. Not a great deal of story within that plot summary there, but I feel it's a movie that needs to be discovered. This is one of the best X-Men movies. It's not an X-Men movie. These people with powers have been used and then discarded by society, and now they have the ability to do things other people can't that can make them rich, but also put them in a highly dangerous lifestyle. I think there's some great performances at the heart of this. Wonderful special effects, and it's a great kind of heist movie as well. Number 5, Insidious. The Lambert family move into a new home. Little do they know that the house is haunted. The next morning, Rain puts her books on the shelf. A few minutes later, the books are off the shelf on their own. The baby monitor says it all. The demon takes over an innocent child. I love Insidious. I love the kind of stripped back, low-key, low-budget aesthetic that it has. It has constraints which makes it more imaginative than most other horror movies, and it is creepy. Hairs stand up in the back of my neck when I watch this one. It affects me, even though I've seen it multiple times before. I love the idea of how they create this otherly world later on with the void, and the idea of it's terrific. I love so many aspects of this, but most importantly the one where it's not a haunted house but a haunted child. It's a great idea, and of course with Wan directing, you get a masterclass in atmosphere and terror. Number 4, a ghost story. Recently deceased, a white-sheeted ghost returns to his suburban home to console his bereft wife, only to find that his spectral state he's become unstuck in time, forced to watch passively as the life he knew and the woman he loves slowly slip away. Casey Affleck and Rooney Mara star in this movie again, which you love or hate. Casey Affleck very early on dies in this one, and for the rest of the movie he's covered in a white sheet playing a ghost as Rooney Mara tries to deal with the grief in her life. But it's so wonderfully poignant and emotional and effective, and something that just gets under your skin and has that kind of emotional kick that very few films have. I find the ghost stories one of those ones that I go back to every now and again, and it kind of depresses me yet cheers me up at the same time. Terrific story. Number 3, The Girl Next Door. A straight arrow high school senior falls in love with the perfect girl next door, only to discover she's a former porn star. He comes to realise that if he wants this very special woman, he better be willing to risk it all and experience a journey for which he could never have prepared. The Girl Next Door is kind of like a modern retelling of Risky Business, so to speak. It's got a wonderful pairing at the heart of it, with Eliza Cuthbert and Emile Hirsch. I think they work great together. Timothy Olyphant comes in like a breath of fresh air, all energetic and dangerous as the bad guy in this one. And it's a tale of self-discovery and burgeoning love at the heart of it as well. It's funny, it's cringeworthy, it has some terrific moments, and although the subject matter may sound a little bit off-putting, it's one of those movies that I went back to often and I just find really fun to watch. Number 2, Chinatown. In 1973 Los Angeles, private detective J.J. Gittes is hired by a woman to investigate whether her husband is having an affair. The husband, Hollis Mulray, is the chief water engineer for the city of Los Angeles. And soon after Gittes delivers the photos that seem to confirm her suspicions, he meets the man's real wife and, intrigued, investigates further. Then Hollis Mulray turns up dead. Roman Polanski directs Jack Nicholson in this unbelievably awesome movie. A film noir at its heart. You've got femme fatales, you've got mystery, you've got bad guys, you've got a great private detective on the hunt who just so tenacious, won't give up any thread, is destined to get to the bottom of this mystery. Chinatown is pure cinematic masterpiece. Do yourself a favour and watch this classic. Number 1, I Lost My Body. In a Parisian laboratory, a severed hand escapes its unhappy fate and sets out to reconnect with its body. During a hair-raising escapade across the city, the extremity fights of pigeons and rats alike to reunite with pizza boy Neufel. Its memories of Neufel and his love for librarian Gabrielle may provide answers about what caused the hand's separation, and a poetic backdrop for a possible reunion between the three. I Lost My Body sounds a little bit crazy and bonkers, but it's so wonderfully put. It has this strange idea of a hand trying to find its body, but within the flashbacks you get to know Neufel and Gabrielle, the relationship, how their life evolves and changes and is made better, how they come together and fall in love, and how it's lost. And you get these terrific action sequences of the hand trying to get to its owner, which are really kind of fun. But this is one of those movies that I think the synopsis would put a lot of people off. I've recommended it before, but a lot of people didn't watch it. They aren't talking about it as much as they should be. I'm putting it at number 1 to highlight how awesome a film it is, and one that needs to be checked out. So there we have it. 10 fantastic, hopefully, movies that you can check out this month. I hope you find something there that you're really interested in checking out. If there's something that I've missed off my list, something that you think should be on there, let me know in the comment box below, and next month it might make my list. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.